Articulation is sometimes understood to include already both the articulatory and the respiratory systems. So the articulation is the process of forming speech sounds by the coordinated movement of the articulators, which are mobile and fixed. So yung mobile articulators mo are the tongue, the lower jaw or the mandible, the velum or the soft palate, the lips and the cheeks. While yung fixed mo are the teeth, the alveolar ridge of the upper jaw, and the hard palate. So, sige, a little exercise now. Try to say, Mary had a little lamb.
Mary had a little lamb.
While biting the tip of your tongue lightly. Try to say that again while pulling on both cheeks. And the last one is, try to say it keeping your mouth open. So that clearly shows you the importance of articulation. Kasi mahihirapan kayong maintindihan kung hindi maayos yung articulators nyo. So, again, the important point, of course, is your speech change when you alter it. You can see that the sound coming out is altered when you actually try to pull in both cheeks, you bit the tip of your tongue lightly, etc. However, kahit na ginawa niyo yun, somehow, medyo naiintindihan ko pa rin kayo. So, what does that say? Because, ano nyo, the way that your body has been made, of course, is that one articulator does not determine the whole how sound is actually, the quality of the sound that comes out. So articulators act in unison. So even if you try to manipulate an articulator, you try to overcome it by using your other articulators. Para somehow, mas maging maintindihan pa rin. Diba? For example, you talk with you sit there and a little down with your mouth open. Pero somehow, you try to overcome it using your mouth, your tongue, etc. So, yun yan. They act in unison. Now, it is only when all articulators are affected, then doon na talaga tuloy na, talagang hindi mo na talaga totally maintindihan yung sinasabi. So, yun nga, even if you talk with your mouth open, somehow, medyo kahit konti naiintindihan. Now, of these mobile and immobile articulators, the most important are, of course, the tongue, the mandible, the teeth, the hard palate, and the velum. Okay, so this is just a cross-section. Buhay pa ito ngayon. Okay, so, hard palate, the velum, tongue, teeth, yeah, and the mandible. These are the most important articulators. Now, there are also articulatory system cavities. The pharyngeal, which is composed of the nasopharynx, the oropharynx, and the laryngopharynx, the oral, and the nasal. So the teeth are housed within the alveoli of the maxillae and the mandible, and consist of incisors, cuspids, bigcuspids, and molars. Each tooth has a root and crown, with the surface of the crown composed of enamel overlying dentition. So, ito ang ngipin ng bata. Ito ang ngipin ng adult. Hindi na pinakita yung ngipin ng senior kasi wala na yung iba dun eh. Okay? So, yan, it's composed of incisors, canines, premolars, molars. So, incisors. Okay? They are the ones who are involved in the the sound. Okay, you try it out, no, sige. The F and the V, the lower lip and the upper incisor. So that's V. Okay. The alveolar ridge is for the T, E, S, and C. The hard palate is a contact point for the tongue in sh. So, in mid palate, the sh. In J, the back ng hard palate. So, feet are very important. Kaya pag wala ka ng ngipin, medyo mahirap na sabihin sa mga tao, no? Okay, now we go to the lips and face. The articulated point, okay, it's basically the lips. These are the primary rounding and closing muscles in the lips. Naman sabihin mo na galit ako. Or galit ako, diba? It's very important. So, facial posturing is important in speech. And the primary movement of the face during speech production provides a point of closure for the sounds P and B, as well as the fricatives F and B. Yeah, very important yan, ha? Primary movements of the face are involved in this. So, why is this important? Yung kanina, saka ito. Para if you come across a client that actually has a hard time or difficulty in pronouncing or saying this things as other ones, no? Then somehow you know kung saan yung problema. You can assume now that baka problema niya dito sa facial muscles niya or kanina sa feet. So hindi pala problema, nakita mo na wala na talagang ngipin. Hindi talaga gustiso. So yeah, that's the importance of that. So, ito, yung sundo, para lang makita niyo yung picture ni Hollow Man. So, ito, auricularis oris, the primary muscles of the lips, and the other muscles, of course. So, again, that's kanina, ito yun. Good to know. So the mandible is the largest mass of all articulators. It functions as a platform for the tongue, and it lowers and raises the tongue depending on the height of the vowel produced. Okay? So mandible movement is different during chewing and speech. Going back to the first point, that lowers and raises tongue depending on the height of the vowel produced. So, for example, if you say E, and you'll notice that the jaw is raised for the first vowel and lowered for the second. So, yeah, you say E, so the mandible is raised. This is the raised position. A lowered mandible position is open, So you say the mandible lowers, So article is now in the raised position. So, the mandible movement, of course, is different during chewing and speech. So the jaw, it moves asymmetrically in chewing and symmetrically in speech production. Okay? Wala lang video dito, pero you can see how camels eat, di ba? Makikita niyo yung mandible, yung mga ganun. So when you're eating, hindi yan symmetrical. I don't know, kung meron din ako kakain ng symmetrical, kasi parang ang robot na ng or Pac-Man, gano'n lang. No? Pero when you're eating, it's asymmetrical. When you're speaking, kailangan yan symmetrical. Otherwise, di ba, parang unless of course you're joking around, no? So the mandibular elevators are the masseters, the temporalis, and the medial pterygoid. And the mandibular depressors, the mylohyoid, and the geniohyoid, and the batisma. Okay, so here's a simple test for the masseter muscle. You place your finger at the jaw angle, an inch below the ear. The jaw angle, an inch below the ear. And then you bite down hard. You feel that? That's the masseter. Yeah. So doing the same thing, you put your finger at the lateral forehead, and then you bite down. That's the temporalis muscle. So, ngayon, at least yan, at least for those two muscles, medyo matitest mo ngayon. Now, the importance of that, in cases of stroke, most of the time, kalahati ng katawan ang apektado. It's more of a midline apektado as opposed to yung kalahati ng pababa ng katawan, yung stroke. Kasi sa stroke kasi usually apektado yan. At sa ano kasi, sa ulo ng tao, merong left and right ng mga blood vessels, no? May counterparts yan. So sa stroke, usually pag apektado yung left, yan yung cerebral artery, whatever, kalahati lang ng katawan ng apektado. Because it innervates only the left, that particular half of the brain. Kaya pag gano'n, at apektado yung, let's say, yung facial muscle mo because of that stroke, matitest mo ngayon yan. If you try to make the patient bite down hard and you feel this part, makikita mo na yung isa, alos wala, or baka wala talaga. Yung isa meron. Diba? So doon makikita yung extent ng severity ng stroke niya. So yun yan. Kaya nga diba, a person who has a stroke, diba, yung speech niya, yung slurred or hindi pa naman maintindihan. It's because naapektuhan all these muscles sa face. Okay, the tongue. The tongue is probably the most important articulator. Kasi, talagang mahirapan kayo maintindihan kung puto yung dila niyo, of course. It's divided into the dorsum, the apex, and the base. And there are both intrinsic and extrinsic muscles. So intrinsic, just good to know, intrinsic muscles are for the more fine movements. And extrinsic for the larger movements, like yung pagkailangan yung taas, baba, yung tongue, yan, yung extrinsic muscles. The intrinsic muscles actually just allow the tongue to change a bit in shape.